What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, and welcome to another conversation video here at Crafty Studios. I am your host, Crafty, and today we're going over the Star Wars Last Jedi official teaser trailer provided by Star Wars Celebration. Now, I haven't seen this trailer yet. This is my first time viewing it with you guys, so we're just going to watch it and then give you my impressions afterwards. So let's just jump straight into it. Let's do it in full screen.
Just breathe. Now, reach out. What do you see? Light. Darkness. The balance is so much bigger. I only know one truth. It's time for the Jedi to end.
Okay, well, we clearly have a lot to go over, so let's just go straight to the beginning. To the little jump scare they pulled off again. So, here we've got Daisy Ridley looking absolutely exhausted and in a dead sweat, wearing clearly what she was wearing at the end of Force Awakens with her meeting Luke. So this is probably going to be very early in the film, if not even probably the very, very beginning scene that we're going to be introduced to, or very early on. At least the very first scene we see probably when we get back to this planet if we start off somewhere else in the movie. Now, what this is very reminiscent of as well is, of course, Empire Strikes Back and Luke's training. And the very interesting thing about that is we haven't actually gotten to see the extent of how exhausting Jedi training can be. As with Luke, he just did some flips, he had a Yoda on his back, he was sweaty, and, you know, doing handstands and everything, but we never got to see that look of exhaustion. So this, she's clearly being drained. She's either in an actual training of Luke, or he's just noticing that she's having something, and he's maybe encouraging her to not block it out and actually go with the vision. Let me move on here. The soundtrack sounds amazing, epic. So here we are, clearly back where we left off as well on Force Awakens. We've got Rey standing out over the ocean. Now this could be her maybe contemplating, you know, her journey and what's been going on as she's been there. This could be after that scene. Maybe it's leading up to that scene. Who knows? Honestly, this trailer doesn't go with it, but it's very clearly focused on Rey in this trailer, which means Rey could very, very genuinely be a Skywalker. I know a lot of people are still kind of mixed on who her parentage could be, who her lineage could be, but the Skywalker line makes sense, and not only in that regard, but on the fact that she is a very central character, and the Star Wars saga has been very focused on the Skywalker family. So it's very plausible that she could be a Skywalker and that this is either Luke's daughter, maybe a granddaughter. She could be a Kenobi. That wouldn't really add up as he was a hermit on Tatooine. we're not too sure here, but what's really nice about this is we're clearly seeing that she's going to be trained in the Force by Luke, and that's something I'm very excited to see, and I hope that isn't just a short segment of the film to make it more action-packed. I do hope we actually get to see some actual training going on and develop Rey's character further on. Maybe she's frustrated with Luke that he wasn't there in Force Awakens, so we're going to have to see that here. Moving on from that, let's jump here. So I like this. We got a star chart, what looks to be Leia. We've got the commanders all around, a very high-tech ship. Now, I think this is actually probably just before, maybe even by half an hour or so, but before that final space battle scene that we see towards the end of the movie, or the trailer, sorry. We don't know when the space battle scene is, but what's nice about this is clearly we're seeing a galactic map. There's something that's big going to happen, hopefully not another Starkiller base or a Death Star. But I do believe, if you guys have read the book Aftermath and Empire's End, there is a massive dreadnought that is found. Actually, it might have been a comic that I read, but either way, it was official canon. And one of the characters finds the Emperor's massive dreadnought super star destroyer, and that is actually the helm of the First Order now. And we haven't seen that in the movies yet. So this could be that maybe they've discovered that, and that ship and their fleet are actually moving in, hence the space battle. We're not too sure, obviously, but it's speculation. Now, when she goes on to darkness, that is definitely not Darth Vader's helmet. That is definitely Kylo Ren's. Just looking at the texture, it could be Darth Vader's, but honestly, my money is on Kylo Ren's. It looks shiny. It looks new. It doesn't look like it was burned before. It's on the floor and shattered. Maybe we're seeing Kylo actually, he gives up on the dark side. Maybe we're seeing it where maybe he embraces it fully and his mask was a way of him, like it was holding him back maybe. Who knows? But we move on from that here. We go into this. Sorry, we've got some ancient books here. Maybe Rey's going to actually, maybe this is part of her vision as they're on a tree. But maybe Rey's going to find some knowledge. And it shows why Luke is saying that the Jedi have to end. Maybe he found out that the Jedi have been long off the path for a long time. And that by the Jedi existing, the Sith exist, and the galaxy will always be caught in turmoil, to where because one exists, the other has to, as that is balance. As we do here in the trailer that he says it's so much bigger. So it's bigger than the Jedi, it's bigger than the Sith, maybe means that in a different way, but my money is on it's bigger than either faction, and that it's the Force that needs true balance. And if the Jedi are gone, the Sith will eventually be gone, and there will just be the Force that's left. So maybe he's more of a gray Jedi, where he's not a Jedi or a Sith, but just a wielder of the Force and order. I'm hoping to see that. I think that would be amazing to see brought into canon, and Luke's character just fits the bill. What's also great about this is it's clearly Lost Jedi novelization, as we do know this is an ancient Jedi temple, so maybe they were more to the gray side of things, or had a more understanding of the Force than even the present Jedi did, as this is a very ancient temple, one of the first ones, so the teachings are going to be a lot more old school, clearly, and we can see a lot of stuff here that we don't know what it means, but there is information. We've got red lines here, it looks like it's a bit of a star chart, the Jedi Order symbol, of course, a gloved hand, or maybe that is just a regular hand. It's kind of hard to tell with the graphical setting. Yeah, it is a gloved hand. Okay. Here, one of another favorite scenes, easily, is, I think that might be Yoda. I'll be honest. Look at that. That is this tiny little figure on the rock. And I don't mean that Yoda's alive, but maybe we're going to see Force Ghost. Yes, I know Force Ghost is supposed to be blue, but maybe they're going to reimagine it. I would love to see Yoda return. And we have what looks to be Luke Skywalker standing there. Maybe that's not even Rey. Maybe this is a flashback sequence of a Jedi training before, the temple got blown up. But again, the ocean's there. It's rocky. It looks like where Luke and Rey are. So who knows? My only thing is that it looks like Luke, but doesn't look like Luke. It's kind of hard to tell there. We'll have to wait and see on the movie. There may be another trailer that shows that scene a little bit better. But that looks like somebody small, and I would love to see if Yoda's Force Ghost is there. Let's actually not play that. We can jump ahead here. This scene is amazing. I love this. There's so much detail here. We've got these really old looking ships. So maybe people helping out the rebels. Maybe another cell. Who knows? Maybe the rebels just meet up with somebody to help them, and then, the Empire is already there, or the First Order. Then we have the First Order in force. No aircraft yet, but we do have what looks to be AT-ATs and AT-STs. A little bit bulkier, but I mean, it is far away, so who knows. But they're just limiting that horizon. And what's great is you fast forward to this imagery right here. No, hold on. Let's just play it here. That scene looks like it's going to be amazing as hell. I honestly feel like they're all going to die. And it's just going to be an epic thing. And they're going to fight their hearts out. And it's not going to be enough. But I mean, they are trailing red smoke. So maybe they're bringing in a targeted thing. Who knows? A lot to talk about there. Finn is, for the most part, alive. He's in stasis. I do hope we're going to see John Boyega return to fully reprise his role. Not just being a back-to-pod the whole time. But this is, at least knowing that he's alive is a good thing. We didn't know that he was to be brought back, but we didn't know if he was going to be alive or not. Maybe he would actually just become used to die. Who knows? But I'm glad to see that he is, for the most part, stable from what it looks. It looks good. He's on the move, so this could be even when the base is blowing up in this next scene with Poe running with BB-8. Awesome. I'm glad that they're both returning. I love these two characters. And, of course, the base is blowing up. So the First Order is clearly attacking en force, and we're going to see the Resistance on their heels a bit. And what we see here as well is, of course, the Millennium Falcon fleeing probably the planet. I'm assuming the First Order finds Luke's location. They finally figured out where it is, and they are now fleeing the Millennium Falcon. Or maybe Rey sees the First Order coming. We're going to see a bit of a Rogue One scene where Luke stays behind. And just Rey leaves. I don't think that's what they're going to do. I do hope that Luke is going to be in Episode 9. They don't kill him off, but who knows. But I do love the fact that the Millennium Falcon is shown here, like the last trailer has. That is probably one of the most iconic ships to use in Star Wars. And for it to be missing from this trailer would feel kind of terrible. Chewie's not in the trailer, which kind of sucks, but hopefully we'll see him in the next one. Moving on, we have Rey sprinting. You know, lightsaber out. Clearly there's going to be a battle. She looks like she's wearing a bit of a different attire here. This maybe is like later on that day. Maybe this is all just in one day and she's just having a really shitty day and Kylo's just like, yo, what's up? You know, and maybe they're going to get defeated on the thing and they're going to have to flee. Who knows? But clearly there's going to be a battle. Maybe she's lashing out at Luke. There's a lot to take from these. But she's clearly kind of angry, or at least sprinting like she's angry. Kylo looks absolutely pissed and challenging and menacing here, but this doesn't necessarily mean it's that Rey or Luke, as maybe he's been betrayed by either Benicio del Toro's character or Snoke himself, and he is just beyond pissed and either embracing the dark side fully or just caught in between that gray area once again. It looks like his lightsaber's back again, and again unstable. I was sure it got blown up in the last movie, but maybe not. Or he did rebuild it to show off that, you know, his character is an unstable character. Skipping ahead. Not quite that much. Okay, so we have the Jedi Temple being blown up, which is definitely going to be further explained to us with all the bodies lying around. There's no way to think about it otherwise. So we're going to see probably more on what actually happened and why Luke left and why everything transpired in Force Awakens. I'm hoping that's the case here. This is a waste of an image in this trailer. Moving on from that, Captain Phasma is either A, pulling a Darth Vader and walking around the blown up Rebel base, or B, this is actually the First Order after Luke's Jedi Temple was destroyed. It could be either one. I'm more thinking it's the whole Darth Vader segment, which is great because I hope we're going to see Phasma live up to her potential. I was disappointed with her character in Force Awakens with all the build up to her, and I hope we get to see her truly kick some ass. Let's just slow it down here. Epic space battle is clearly going to happen. This looks like it's over the planet that Rey and Luke are on, at least at the beginning and the end of Force Awakens and the beginning of Last Jedi. So maybe the Resistance is now here to, you know, maybe they find out the First Order is coming to them and they're here to help get them off the planet because they need Luke and Rey. Who knows? But it looks like that is the planet. It could also be where the rebels are, you know, stuck on. It also looks like that planet, and we're seeing them flee. As it looks like they are definitely defending, not attacking, and the Empire First Order is just going ham on it. It looks like it's going to be absolutely amazing and epic. I cannot wait for that scene. And going on from that, Luke saying that the Jedi have to end. I honestly think that is going to be a very emotional scene. Again, I feel like that's going to be at the beginning of the movie. But one thing I noticed, right, just pausing this image, I didn't see it in the trailer itself. looks like we have a big staff here. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, there was talks and rumors that Luke is so powerful he doesn't need a lightsaber, and that he actually just has a staff-like weapon, kind of reminiscent of course, Yoda. I'm hoping that's not the case, and he maybe just has a staff because he's in his older age. But, I mean, who knows? I do hope we see Luke and his lightsaber come back. Maybe he's just using his staff for the time being, and then he whips out his lightsaber like a badass, kind of like Yoda in Episode 2 and Episode 3. But who knows? Clearly there's a staff there. It could even be Rey's staff from the first movie, Force Awakens, but I don't recall her bringing it with her to Force Awakens. It's been a while. But there is a staff there, so who knows what's going on there. Either way, it is placed there for us to see. And of course, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Last thing I want to say on this is the director himself has stated that it is singular despite it being translated as plural in German. So it is singular, and it does reference as Luke Skywalker is the last Jedi. So what does this mean with Luke saying that, the Jedi have to end? Well, maybe again, he's going to be a great Jedi and he's done with the old Jedi, or maybe he's lost and he needs to be reminded why the Jedi need to exist. Either way, it's a very supportive argument. Now, that is everything for this first hands-on impression of the Destiny official teaser trailer. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have anything to say you think I missed or should have touched on, or your own thoughts, be sure to leave those in the comments below. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and be sure to tune in for the later part of this week, because it is a Star Wars celebration week here at Crafty Ghost Studios. Very excited for the content we have planned. So be sure to also follow us on our social media. Once again, link is in the description box below to all of our social media profiles. Stay tuned in, stay crafty, and may the Force be with you.